So in this video, we're going to look at the things that you really have to know about the Move tool in SketchUp. The Move tool is this one. You may have already played around with it in previous exercises. If you've not, it's this tool right here on your toolbar. And as you can probably guess, it's used for moving things. And when you pick something up and move it, you also, if you look closely, will find things there that are going to help you. First of all, it tells you where you're touching the object. Here I'm touching it at this end point, and here now I can move it. You can see there's kind of this red line following my movement. That means I'm moving it parallel to the red axis. In other words, I'm moving it perfectly horizontally. It's important to know that. I can move it this direction. You can see now the line following is green. That means I'm moving it horizontally, but at 90 degrees to the red axis along the green axis. And now I'm moving it directly vertically in the blue axis, up and down. Now you can move it pretty much anywhere, but knowing whether you're moving it horizontally, vertically, or in which direction you're moving it is a really helpful thing. So look out for the color of that line that trails where you're moving the object. Okay, now the other thing that you need to know about the Move tool is that this is really important. You can save yourself a lot of work by making a copy. So if I, on a Mac, hit the Option key while I'm already in the Move tool, you see there's a little plus sign which appears underneath the tool. That means that when I click on the object and move it, that I make a copy of it. That's a really important thing to know. The more that you start to make products out of separate parts, it's going to be really important for you to start using that tool, because otherwise it's going to really slow down your workflow. Now you can see here, and I've just actually made the copy that I need because I've got this kind of very basic sort of bench with a top and these two supports. And the other thing you need to know about the Move tool is about moving things accurately. Okay, so if I want to put these parts together, first of all, obviously I need to select them. And then to put them together, well, if you don't do it correctly, you'll realize that it's kind of tricky because SketchUp doesn't really know where you want it to go. So what you have to do is when you're using the Move tool, you have to pick it up by a specific point. Now you need to think a little bit. To make these two pieces fit together accurately, I want to put that point there and snap it onto that point there. So if I pick it up by this point, by clicking once, and I now drag until it snaps into position there, I now have it perfectly accurately put together. Now if I were to just kind of pick it up by some random point, no matter how much I zoom in, it's going to be really difficult for me to get that in the correct position. So the best way to do it is choose a point that makes sense, that's going to lock onto something else for it to be accurate, and then do it that way. That'll make your life easy. You can do the same thing over here. Triple click to select the whole thing. And now I'm going to zoom in a bit so I know that I'm working accurately. Pick up by that point, snap onto that point. And there I have my very simple bench.